What's up, you guys? Today is March 18th, 2018, and today I want to go into my Dallas Cowboys and free agency. Um, my Cowboys have been extremely quiet in free agency, and it bothers me. The reason why it bothers me is because I know for the past couple of years, our philosophy has been build through the draft, pay your own players. I get that. You can't solely depend on the draft. You can't do it. Look at the Cowboys of the 90s. Sign Charles Haley, you win some Super Bowls. Sign Deion Sanders, you win another Super Bowl. See where I'm getting at? I'm not saying do what the Cleveland Browns are doing. Listen, I applaud the Cleveland Browns for being super aggressive in free agency, but signing 10 players, that's a little too much. And a lot of teams, they splurge in free agency because they don't know how to draft or they had so many draft busts. The teams that splurge in free agency, they usually have a deficient general manager when it comes to drafting players. They just don't draft well. That's why they try to make up for it by signing players in free agency. But if you want to be a great team, you have to have a mix of both. You have to be good at drafting in the first couple of rounds, and you have to be good, signing 1 to 3 quality players in free agency. You have to have a mix of both. You can't just solely depend on fucking free agency like Cleveland. Like, I think Cleveland will win 7 to 8 games this season. I think so, but they're not going to be major players because they suck at the draft. And you can't really just depend on the draft and going in the bargain basement for free agency. Look at the Cowboys. 13-3, then you go down to 9-7 because you suffered from injuries and you didn't have any quality backups to fill in for Tyron Smith, to fill in for Sean Lee, you just didn't have that. So in order to be a great team, you have to dabble in both. You have to be good at both. Look at what Philadelphia did. Philadelphia, they draft well, not as good as the Cowboys, but they draft well. Look who they signed in free agency last year. Alshon Jeffrey, Chris Long, LeGarrette Blount, Patrick Robinson. Look what they've done. The Cowboys have to do something similar. I really wanted to go after Tyrann Mathieu. He's gone to Houston now. Ndamukong Suh, nah, he's too much of a locker room cancer. Earl Thomas, he isn't a free agent, but man, if we can pull something off for him, he would elevate our defense to the next level. There are some options out there that we could have attacked. And I'm talking more lines on the defensive side of the ball. Offensive side of the ball, I was really surprised that the Cowboys were going hard after what's that guy's name? Sammy Watkins. I don't think Sammy Watkins is worth the money that we were trying to give him. I don't think he was worth what the Chiefs paid him. Sammy Watkins is a nice, speedy receiver, but he's only had one 1,000-yard season in his career. And I don't know. Right now, to be quite honest, I think if Dez was on the free agent market, I think Dez would have been the best receiver on the free agent market. I'm just saying. I think he would have been the best. That's why I think we should still keep him. And I think a pay cut is out of the question because he's better than the receivers that were on the free agent market, and they got a shit ton of money. So I don't think we're going to offer a pay cut. I think we're just going to ride him out, see what he can do next season. If he can go to a slot role and we draft a decent receiver in the draft, he could possibly have a resurgence. Who knows? But, my Cowboys not making many moves. I mean, we're cutting people. We released Orlando Scandrick. We released, we released a couple other players too, but, Benson Mayowa, we released him. We also lost a couple of people. We lost Anthony Hitchens. We lost Keith Smith. We lost Kyle Wilbur, so we're losing a few players, but we're not really we added we signed Brian Price. You don't even know who the fuck he is. Yeah, we re-signed that guy. A rotation guy on the line, on the defensive line, but it's kind of depressing to see my Cowboys, be this quiet because you got all these teams signing all these players, and I hate when people say, "Well, the Cowboys ain't got no money." Listen, there are teams that ain't got shit, and they are still finding a way to sign players. You mean to tell me that we can't find a way to sign a couple of these players? Come on. This is bullshit. The Cowboys are just being way too conservative right now. And I understand we're not the best when it comes to free agency. Like, look at Brandon Carr. We gave that guy $50 million, but we never should have given him $50 million. That's Jerry Jones. That's his fault. Just because you fuck up, and overpay somebody doesn't mean you have to quit going through free agency. Okay? You just have to be better at spotting talent. Like Brandon Carr, I could have told you that Brandon Carr wasn't going to be the greatest signing, but when you look at someone like Tyrann Mathieu, that dude would have elevated our defense. Earl Thomas, same thing, even though he's not a free agent. Demario Davis, we lost Anthony Hitchens. Demario Davis would have been a great addition, but he went to the Saints. So the Cowboys are just, you can't solely depend on the draft. You have to sign quality free agents to bolster your roster. You can't keep doing this shit. And hopefully the Cowboys have something in the works. I really hope so. Because if we don't do anything fast, we're looking at another 9-7, 8-8 season. We can't keep solely depending on the draft. We're going to have to go out. And we got to stop digging in the bargain bin. Stop digging in the bargain bin. Stop it. You're finding people who will just make the roster or just fill a roster spot. No, go out and get someone. Get someone worth a damn. Shit, go after Kenny Vaccaro. He's not the greatest, but I think he would definitely be an upgrade. Go after a Kenny Vaccaro. Do something. I want my Cowboys to do something. Wake up. Wake up. Cowboys Nation. Let's go.